Imagine trying to run the entire world from one desk in Washington or from a university lecture hall. Sounds absurd, right? Yet that's exactly the kind of thinking Thomas Sowell dismantles in his 1980 masterpiece, Knowledge and Decisions. This book isn't just economics, it's a profound look at how human society actually works. Sowell takes an idea from Nobel laureate Friedrich Hayek and expands it into a sweeping framework that explains why markets succeed where central planners fail, why judges who do good often make things worse, and why the gap between what people actually know and who gets to make decisions is a threat to freedom. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the book's core ideas, the historical context, and the timeless lessons every thinking person should carry. No jargon, no fluff, just the big picture. Section 1. The central problem. Knowledge is dispersed. Sowell starts with a simple, devastating fact. No one person, no committee, no government agency can ever possess all the knowledge needed to run a complex society. Knowledge is scattered. The farmer in Iowa knows the soil and the weather in his county better than any bureaucrat ever could. The corner shop owner knows what customers actually want this week. The factory worker knows which machine part keeps breaking. This dispersed knowledge is the heart of the book. Hayek had pointed this out in 1945, but Sowell shows how it applies everywhere, from grocery stores to courtrooms to Congress. And here's the kicker: acquiring knowledge costs time, money, and effort. So people only seek out the knowledge that pays off for the decisions they actually get to make. That simple insight changes everything. Section 2. How decisions really get made. Trade-offs and incentives. Sowell says every decision boils down to trade-offs under constraints. There are no perfect solutions, only better and worse ways of coping with reality. He contrasts two kinds of decisions. Categorical decisions, ban it, mandate it, that ignore costs and feedback, versus incremental decisions. Incremental decisions that adjust a little at a time based on results. Markets are incredible at the incremental kind. Prices aren't just numbers, they're condensed packets of knowledge. When the price of steel rises, thousands of people who never met each other instantly know. Use less steel or produce more steel. No central planner could ever send that signal fast enough or accurately enough. Incentives matter more than intentions. Sowell keeps hammering this. Don't ask what people want to happen. Ask what the rules of the game reward. Politicians rewarded for passing big-sounding laws will keep passing them, even if the laws backfire. Judges rewarded for evolving the Constitution will reinterpret it to fit fashion. Intellectuals rewarded for sounding profound will spin grand visions that have nothing to do with reality. Section 3. The book's two big parts, theory and history. The first half is pure analysis, how knowledge flows through markets, families, and firms. Sowell shows that every social institution is really a mechanism for gathering, transmitting, and acting on knowledge. The ones that survive do so because they work better than the alternatives. The second half looks at real-world trends in three areas: the economy, the law, and politics. Sowell traces how, over the 20th century, decision-making power drifted away from people with local knowledge and toward distant elites, regulators, activist judges, and intellectuals who substitute abstract theories for concrete feedback. The result? Slower economic growth, less accountability, and a quiet erosion of freedom. Sowell doesn't moralize. He just shows the institutional mechanics. When feedback loops break, errors compound, and ordinary people pay the price. Section 4. The big warning. The vision gap. Sowell warns that modern society is widening the gap between first-hand knowledge and power. Elites increasingly rely on what he later called the vision of the anointed, a worldview where good intentions replace evidence. He wrote this in 1980, right after the stagflation of the 1970s and the explosion of government regulation. But it's even more relevant today, in the age of central banks, tech censorship debates, and top-down industrial policy. Section 5. The lessons. What you should take away. So what does Sowell want you to learn? Here are the big ones. Respect dispersed knowledge. Never assume someone far away knows better. Focus on processes, not intentions. Judge policies by their actual incentives and results, not by how noble they sound. Trade-offs are inescapable. Every solution creates new problems. The question is always, which set of problems do you prefer? Feedback is everything. Prices, profits, and losses, elections, and social norms are all feedback mechanisms. Break them at your peril. Humility beats arrogance. The person who admits, "I don't know everything," will make better decisions than the expert who thinks he does. In short, freedom isn't just nice. It's the only practical way to harness the knowledge of millions of individuals. Conclusion: knowledge and decisions is dense, but it's also liberating. Once you see the world through Sowell's lens, you'll never look at things the same. You'll spot the trade-offs everyone else ignores. You'll ask the right questions. Who has the knowledge? Who has the incentives? And who actually bears the cost when things go wrong? If you only read one Sowell book, make it this one, or start here. And move on to A Conflict of Visions or Basic Economics. The man has been right about more things for longer than almost anyone else. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, drop a like, share it, and let me know in the comments. What's one decision where you see the knowledge problem? Stay curious, stay humble, and keep thinking. See you on the next video.